Hey everybody, down here in the workshop, about to show you something here. I had a customer bring this tabletop in. It was built by some other craftsman, I'm not sure who, but if you take some looks here, see this gap here. The guy's got 4 or 5 kids, so you can see the issue here. We have 7, so I can totally understand what the problem is, you know, the gaps. I might not be able to get these gaps perfect, as I'm not the one that built the table, but I'm gonna take most of this apart and see what I can do. I'm gonna try to keep as much of this patina as I can without destroying it, because as you know, these are farmhouse tables, and the patina is actually what makes them really cool when you sit at them. Drink a couple beers, look down, you can see certain things, but when you go to have dinner with your kids and spaghetti gets stuck in it, it's no fun. It'd take you 3 hours to clean spaghetti out of there. He actually had this table for over a year, and I'm not sure how he kept it so clean with all the kids. So, all right, I'm gonna start taking it apart. All right, so I got the ends off here. See, they were screwed on here. I got a 45. I was thinking that's the majority of what was holding it on, but if I can get in the light gap. See right here, those are screws. So what I'm gonna have to do is find a way to get those out. Trusty old Sawzall with a metal blade, ba-boom. So let's get on it. Here we go, fast forward time. All right, there we go. We got it apart. Went a lot faster and fast forward, didn't it? So we got the breadboard ends off. Right there. Right there. Look how squirrely that is. I mean, anybody that's ever built a farm table or a table in general knows that this wood swells this way. This wood swells this way. So you have to be able to have some movement in there. Don't mind the rooster in the background. So what we have to do is now we're going to seal up some of these cracks. Basically, when I build a farm table, I think of pasta and kids. That's what I think of. I love character, but I also like an easy to clean table. So right here, I mean, we're not going to put 3 ounces of putty in there, but I will fill in these little sides here and a little bit of that. You know, you'll still have the character, but you'll have cleanability. All right, so let's get moving. All right, so we've got a lot of these cracks. They still look dark on the video camera, but they are filled. But you see how it kind of blotched up the table? You lost some of that white. Well, here's what we're gonna do now. We'll give it a light sanding with 220 sandpaper, and then I'm gonna put everything back together except for the border, because if you remember, the border that was around it was dark brown and this was white. We're gonna try to keep the integrity of the colors of the last builder built, because obviously that's what the customer likes. So we'll sand this out so it's not so blotchy. You can't see how you can see around that, how it's stained. We'll sand that back out. Put a little whitewash over this, make it look like one unit. Put these back on, bam. The center will be done. This had 0 polyurethane on it, and if it did, it only had 1 coat. So we're gonna poly this real nice. So basically, how I like my tables is, so if you take a paper towel and you wipe the top, you don't have to worry about little pieces getting snagged everywhere. You know, easy cleanability, but with the look. So here we go, let's give it a little sand. All right, now as you can see, I just whitewashed this one, so it's a tad bit too white, but it's gonna soak in there, it's gonna get darker. When you do this yourself, don't worry about it. If you're interested in how I made my whitewash for this, I used 15% white paint And then I use the rest in water. Make sure you mix it really well. Don't put your brush down into the bottom into the paint, because then when you go to paint, you're gonna get white all over. What you have to do is mix it from the top, keep mixing for about a minute, and then slowly drop your brush down, mix, and then slowly drop your brush down. Don't ever put the brush down in the bottom, and then don't leave your brush in there if you plan on using that again, because your brush sits in the bottom, all the paint settles, and then you go to brush and you ruin your project because you put a bunch of white paint on there. So as you can see, most of it is filled in. The crack, it's hard to tell on the camera, like that doesn't look like it's filled, but it is. And then don't worry about it if you have some cracks, if you're doing this at home, some cracks that aren't totally filled. Like if I look around, you know, there's some, it's hard to tell here. Like right here is a little bit of a groove. The poly will get in there. And then if it doesn't, and it doesn't fill it, it's way easier to fill those little ones at the end. Don't try to backstep and keep fighting it. Just let it take its course, and at the end you can fix it up. It's a farm table, so it's not going to be 100% perfect. That's kind of the point. You know, it's not a perfect butcher block table, oiled top. It's not a live edge table, you know, with an oiled top, perfectly smooth. I mean, this is unacceptable. See this? I mean, that's unacceptable. I mean, that's not together yet, but that's totally unacceptable. I mean, you can't give that to a customer like that. But I will fix that. I'll cut, straight line that, cut it, put this on correctly, then seal it, and then we'll be good to go. And then we can put the wrap back on it. All right, let's keep going. All right, here we go. Got pretty much all the gaps set here. See some of that whitewash still hasn't dried fully, like right here. See how it's still a little glossed up and a little too white. It will fade in. So if you're whitewashing something, you'll realize it's super white. It will get absorbed, especially in the barnwood, and turn darker again. Don't worry about that. Just let time take its course. So like right here, see how it's still really, really white compared to over here. Well, it just soaked in over here. It hasn't soaked in over there. So this will get more even. See, like over here, you can see that's where I kind of started. And then see the gaps now. I mean, this stuff isn't perfect. I didn't originally build this table. If I did, I would have line cut all this and made sure the gaps were tight, like I showed you on my table over there. But someone else built this table, and this customer brought it to me to spruce it up a little bit, just so when the kids were at the table and they ate, it didn't go all over the place. You can still, there's like, see how there's a little gap right there, a little missing, maybe a little bit right there and there. Basically what I'm gonna do, 2-3 coats poly, let that dry for a day, then I'll come back, and anywhere there's like major issues, I'll fill those in, and then I'll finish poly a couple more times till it's a nice smooth finish. Paper towel over the top so it doesn't get snug, and you don't have like little pieces of white paper towel stuck all over your table. That's annoying. So there we go. We're gonna be just about done here. Let this dry and we'll throw some poly on it. All right, we got the first. Hold on, got a call. All right, we got the first coat on there. Believe me, it's not gonna be that glossy. It's just how it is. It's drying, it's wet. My lights are on the side here, see? So, you can see how some of this filled in any little cracks. Looks a little white. It's water-based poly, so that'll all go away. That whitish bluish tint, you know, like you can see it right here. That'll all go away. It'll dry up. This is only the first coat, so we'll let that dry, and then we'll give it a sand down with 220, and then apply another coat. All right, here we go. Last coat of poly went on it. It's nice and dry now. Well, check that out. You spill pasta on that now, get it right off. Not bad at all. See how now it's like a semi-gloss? That'll knock down a little bit after use. Looks way better than what we started with. Let me back up and show it to you here. Look at that. Way easier to clean. Alright, make sure you like and subscribe. Check out some of our other videos. We look forward to making some more. Alright, bye-bye.